Hi, everybody. We are here today for Lightning Zone, and Wendy and I are going to talk about our favorite rom-coms. And here we go.
Yes. So, Amy, why don't you draw really quickly on your cone just the very basics of a rom-com? What makes it a rom-com?
All right, here we are with our story cone. And what's really fun about the rom-coms is that, all right, we usually have our norm breaker down here. Well, we always have our norm breaker down here. But guess what? One of them is our romantic interest. And the other romantic interest is usually aligned with the system. And this is really what you want to do. If you got the romance, I mean, I talk to a lot of people that do romances and they got, oh, both of my romantic leads are primary actors and both my romantic leads are central viewpoint characters. We're getting it from both sides. And okay, those are fine. Sorry, I get on my high horse just a little bit with these. But think how much better your story is if you have this axis of antagonism and anybody on this axis is in danger. And if your romantic interest is aligned with a system character that the norm breaker doesn't fit in that system.
Or it could even be the system character, which makes it even more
Yeah,
risky, I think.
Joe Fox in
Yeah.
Got Mail. He is the system right there. And Catherine, the little shop around the corner.
Kathleen.
Oh, sorry. And Kathleen in the little shop around the corner.
Yeah.
So what happens in the romance is usually the one coming from the power side makes a little move down towards the norm breaker. And the norm breaker is going, oh, okay. And then guess what? They are able to meet in the middle, each of them giving in, just, coming into alignment with each other so that then they can come together to this the romantic moment and the romantic hero action. And we get, so literally they get to, their story goes forward.
Yes, and everybody wins. So the romantic comedy, everybody wins. Okay, so my favorite romantic comedy, I have many that I love, but my favorite overall, if I had to pick one, is Dan in Real Life. I love this movie, and it's really because the characters. It's so character driven, and it's something that I related to because I met my second husband after both of us had very long first marriages, and we were older, and this is kind of that type of romance. And then there's just so much comedy and quirky characters, and they're all in a family retreat in this house by the bay, and there's just so much delightful conflicts and personalities. The family is loving but also messy and funny. And when I met my second husband's family, I thought, I found my Dan in Real Life family because they're the same way, so loyal, so great, yet quirky and really fun. And they're funny with each other. And so that's the reason that I like that. And then my favorite quote from that movie is at the very end, which is kind of the theme. He writes a newspaper article on parenting, and so he just gets syndicated at the very end of the movie after getting together and getting married. And he says he writes his first nationally syndicated column, and at the end he's talking about plans. How we're always asking our kids, "What are you going to do? What are your future plans?" And he said instead of asking them that, we should say. And instead of asking our young people, what are your plans? What do you plan to do with your life? Maybe we should tell them this: plan to be surprised. And that's the whole thing. It's just like life does not go the way that you think it's going to go. And that can be scary, but also really amazing and delightful. So,
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah. So, anyway, that's my favorite.
Okay, and one of my very favorite rom-coms is 50 First Dates. And so, you know, I'm not a terrible fan of Adam Sandler, but in 51st Dates, and then also the newer one that he has with Drew Barrymore, are absolutely adorable. Maybe it's the Drew Barrymore effect. I don't know.
Probably.
He was so adorable as a little, you know, little kid in E.T. I think E.T. was the fourth film I'd seen in my life in an
Oh,
actual
really? Oh
theater.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
and I was 16 at the time.
Oh my goodness.
I know, right? Anyway, so Drew Barrymore, I love her.
She
But
is adorable.
I know. Anyway, okay, back to 51st Dates. What's really, really interesting about this, it is, okay, so it's a totally made up medical condition where she can't remember, you know, every night her memory's erased. Goodness sakes. Sounds like another movie that we've recently worked on, Memento. Anyway, totally another different story. What's really cool about this is you see this wonderful change happen in Adam Sandler's character, Henry. And he actually becomes more socialized. He's very norm breaking at the very beginning. You know, and he has to really start, you know, leveling up his game because he has to win her over every single day. And it doesn't always work. And
Which is typical for a comedy. It's a
right?
great pattern. Yeah.
Yeah, that norm breaker has to be a little bit more normalized. And they join. And of course, in the very end, where everybody wins, the family, the lovebirds, and I thought the coolest thing was at the very end, and they're sailing on a ship, which is what he wanted to be going and doing, is, you know, working out on the sea. And she wakes up, and it's been years and years, and she has they've got that system where she watches the video and it just catches her up on everything, and then she emerges from underneath, and it's basically she has her memory back and she can enjoy every day. And I thought that was just such a wonderful wrap up at the end. And our norm breaker got normalized and is a great person, and he's achieving his dreams, and she's also very, very happy.
And that's kind of the hallmark of romantic comedies, is they are rather winning. They are pleasing to the audience and usually just a lot of fun. So I have many that I like, but it's fun just to share our faves with you today.
Yeah.
So
Because romantic comedies are, like you said, very
they're
light
fluffy.
and
Yeah.
fluffy and a little goofy.
Yeah, they're not my typical very favorite, but every once in a while there's one that's done so well.
Yes.
Or if you just are tired at the end of the day and you need something lighthearted, they're perfect.
The Wedding Singer. That's another.
Yeah. Oh, that is a good one too. Another Drew Barrymore. And
Oh,
Adam
it is. All
Sandler.
right. Okay.
I think I like that one even better than 51st
Then
Dates.
51st Dates.
Anyway, thanks for joining us for our latest Lightning Zone, and we hope you'll like and subscribe our channel, and because we've got content coming out every Monday.